Good morning. 5 o'clock. Brandon Hardison, President of Champion Strategies with Hardison's tip for sales people out there trying to make it. Hey, just want to quickly touch on the importance of follow up. Years ago in sales, I don't care what vertical in sales, but if we just looked at automotive, boy, we wish we had some type of technology software tool that could organize all your thoughts. All you had to do was put it in there and it would remind you about birthdays and holidays and anniversaries. Oh, we had to use our own filing systems, whether it was our own notebooks or index cards, but we found a way to stay in touch with our guests. It seems to me that we have all this technology. You even have people maybe training you on the basics of the technology, but I guarantee you, whatever vendor you're using for your CRM, contact management follow up system, you are not using 100% of it. You're probably just using the basics because manager told you you gotta have some notes. Now, let me just give you a clear understanding. For those people that are new into the automotive world, whether you're working for a manufacturer, an OEM, or an independent, and you happen to have a CRM system, any good dealer principal, any good general manager has told their middle managers, their desk managers, that part of their job is to follow up with your customers. But guess what? We as salespeople, because we're too busy, too lazy, don't want to do it, our notes are horrific. Uh, Brandon Santa Fe. I'm the manager. How can I follow up on that? Brandon Santa Fe. No last name, no email address, no phone number. You let them walk without turning them over to me? That used to be taboo back in the days. You used to get fined if you didn't TO to a manager before they left the dealership. And some of you may say that's kind of harsh. Boss is busy. Well, it's not your name up there. What gives you the right to take down their name and put your name up there with their guest? It doesn't seem right. Why can't we take this CRM tool? If you have to take some copious notes and then enter it into the CRM later, there's nothing wrong with that because you don't want to be embarrassed because your typing speed into the CRM in front of the guest is kind of slow and you don't want the guest to think that you're out of it. Well, that's all right. Take some good notes, confirm with the guests what they told you. Many of you, even inside your CRM, I guarantee you there's probably an icon or somewhere that says documents. And if you hit the drop down box, it probably tells you that, hey, there is a questionnaire, there's a guest sheet, there's a qualifying form, something that's going to keep you on track to ask some good questions so you can follow up with them later. Now, the bad thing about it is that we are so busy as salespeople and we have a rush to get to the next step. Next step is the vehicle. The next step is the Messiah. The vehicle will solve all problems. Let me get the guest to the vehicle and these question things. Who cares about it? customers are going to fall in love with the vehicle. So if I have this form, question number 1, question number 2, question number 3, because boss told me in the meeting or a one-on-one, if I don't do it, he's going to let me go. So I'll go through these questions, but think about the guest on the other side. Is this a conversation or is it just an interrogation? Do you really care about my needs, wants, and desires? Because it seems like you're not listening to me. You're just trying to complete this form. So if we have a conversation and we use this, and keep in mind, not just National Automobile Dealers Association, but other organizations in the retail space, they keep statistics. And the one thing that customers say why they didn't purchase a product from that organization, the sales representative was not listening. Have a conversation. Listen to what their needs, wants, and desires are. If you need clarification, there's nothing wrong with asking the guests to repeat themselves. Did I hear you say? I'm a little confused here. I got this. Did you mean? Customers will love that because at least they can say this person versus the other person I went to or the last time I purchased. You're trying to make sure you get it right, but you still need to enter it into the CRM. It does no good to fill out a form and hand it to the boss. It does no good to fill out a form and hide it in your drawer. It does no good if you do not use the tools of ammunition for success that your organization has set up for you. I'm still confused. By getting good information from the tool that they have to get this bond and rapport, this conversation going about their needs, wants, and desires, if you do this right, you can input information into your CRM where now when it's time to follow up with that guest later, you know something about them, their lives, their social orders, what they do, their hopes, their dreams, how often they purchase, what they like. And the beautiful thing about it, that CRM reminds you, if you input good information, and you've heard it, junk in, junk out, if you enter good information, the machine, your tool, will remind you that you need to send a communication. Don't forget anniversary, birthdays coming up. And now you can sound like a hero when you shoot them a text, do a video, do a phone call. So they'll say to themselves, wow, well, he remembered, she remembered that. Yeah. But if it wasn't for me asking the questions, taking good notes, entering in the system, I would have never remembered that. Remember, you sell 20, 30, or more people a month. It's hard to keep up with all of that without having a tool to keep you organized. So why wouldn't you follow up? The CRM tool is there to make sure that your success is in place. Your manager, being your leader, is there to help when you have a roadblock. They will help getting a guest back in that left and you could not close. It happens all the time, but they're the manager. They can do things that you as a salesperson cannot. So please, starting from today on, let's use our CRM tool effectively upfront so it can pay off for us when we have to follow up. Once again, Brandon Hardison for Hardison's Tips. If some of this makes sense to you, just try to apply it or research for more. Nothing wrong with that. And as always in parting, please remember, make it a champion day. And don't forget, tomorrow we're live at 12 o'clock. And my very special guest is the outstanding trainer, Noel Walsh. So be around for that. In the meantime, go out and make it a champion day.